You've probably all heard the Sunday school song, Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. As a kid, that was probably one of my favorite childhood Sunday school songs. But as I've gotten older, I began to realize that this song doesn't capture the full transformation that happens in the life of Zacchaeus. Let's look at that. Zacchaeus was from the city of Jericho, and he was a tax collector in that city. He wasn't just a tax collector, he was the chief tax collector in the city of Jericho. All of Zacchaeus' adult life, he had experienced hate. You know the old saying, people hate their boss and people hate the government. Well, Zacchaeus was the government. He was the tax collector. He was taxing them for the government. So he had experienced hate from the community around him. Not just because he was a tax collector, but he was a tax collector who took a little more than what he was supposed to. He cheated people out of their money. But then again, he was also even hated by his own colleagues. He was the chief tax collector, the boss, big man on site. Even though he was challenged in stature, he was still the big man on site, the chief tax collector. So he had experienced hate from his own colleagues. Everywhere he looked, that's all he saw. Hate, anger, disgust. That's all he had known for many, many years. And then came this rumor among the town, among the Jericho, that Jesus was coming to town. Not Santa Claus, Jesus was coming to town. And I imagine Zacchaeus in that moment. Maybe he experienced a little bit of hope. The whole town knows about Jesus. Many people in all of Palestine at the time knew about Jesus. They heard the stories. Jesus performed these great, awesome miracles, these miraculous healings. Jesus also the person who hung out with the sick, the sinner, the tax collectors, those who the community would consider the scum. Those were the people that Jesus was companions with. And I think in that moment, Zacchaeus had a glimmer of hope. Maybe, just maybe, he would experience love. So, as the song goes, we all know, Zacchaeus was a wee little man was he. He climbed up in the sycamore tree. Why? Well, he was challenged in stature, we already know that. So he couldn't see over the crowds, and apparently he didn't call seat save because he didn't get a front row seat to this parade. He tried pushing himself through the crowd to see Jesus, but nobody in town liked him. They weren't going to let him through. So he climbed up that sycamore tree just to catch a glimpse of Jesus, just to catch a glimpse of this man who showed love. And in that moment, Jesus looked up in that tree and he said, "Yo, Zach, I hope your room is nice and tidy because we're coming to your house. We're going to have dinner with you." And in that moment, Zacchaeus experienced and felt something he had not felt in probably since he was a kid. He felt love. And that love transformed his life. As soon as he hit ground level, he talked to Jesus and his disciples. He told them, "Hey, I know I'm a sinner. I have done so many wrong things. And for everyone who have cheated, I will pay back 4 times what I once stole from them." Love transforms. Zacchaeus was not living the right, proper life. And he had experienced all this hate from everyone around him. But that little bit of love transformed his life. We live in a world today full of lost people, full of sinners, full of people who have experienced nothing but hate, anger, disgust. And we should keep in mind the transforming power of love, because love can transform any person's life. We don't know the obstacles these people face. We don't know the mountains or the valleys. We don't know the trials they go through, the temptations they face. We do know that love transforms. As we live our lives, we encounter people, we should keep that in mind. The love transforms. We don't know who that can impact around us. We don't know who we can make a difference around us with this love in our lives. Because love does transform. Thank you.